For all of them, it don't matter if you Diddy or who.
Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep
Tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't.
Whispers turn into roars, and Hollywood is drowning in them. Darling, this isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is the scandal. And right at the center of it all, none other than Sean Diddy Combs. But wait, here's the twist that has Tinseltown shaking. This takedown didn't just appear out of thin air. Oh no, a comedy legend saw it coming long before the rest of us. Katt Williams, yes, the same Katt who's been clowning Hollywood for years, didn't just hint at Diddy's downfall. He declared it like a prophet. Back in January 2024, while the rest of us were giggling over blog gossip, Katt sat calmly in that Club Shay Shay chair, straight-faced, and said it. P. Diddy is going to catch hell in 2024. Not maybe, not probably. He said it like it was written in stone.
Eyes will be exposed, that's all.
And you know what makes it even juicier? Katt isn't your everyday industry insider with skeletons in his closet. He's the guy who allegedly turned down a $50 million offer from Diddy. $50 million, honey, imagine that. But instead of selling his soul behind those mansion doors, Katt walked away. He built his name by rejecting the system that swallows artists whole. While others were waltzing into Diddy's special invitations, Katt was standing outside, shaking his head, sipping his tea, and watching it all unravel.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, well, why did he get blackballed?
Yeah.
And now, with federal raids making headlines, celebrities wiping their socials clean, and a list of Hollywood's A-list allegedly floating online, Katt's words don't feel like jokes anymore. They feel like a news report wrapped in stand-up. Because when the guy Hollywood painted as crazy starts getting backed up by federal indictments, you realize he wasn't predicting, he was documenting. So, buckle up, because what Katt Williams claims to know about those infamous parties, it's about to flip your view of Hollywood upside down. And when that bombshell list of celebrities tied to Diddy's soirees dropped online, forget about breaking the internet. It shattered Hollywood's carefully polished facade into a million glittering shards. We're not talking B-listers here. Oh no. This alleged guest list reads like the Oscars after-party seating chart. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ashton Kutcher, Paris Hilton, Howard Stern, Russell Brand, and plenty more. But don't think this was just champagne and selfies. No, behind the velvet rope, insiders whisper about something far darker. Systematic exploitation, and even whispers of biological contamination.
Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going?
And then, silence. Not a fiery denial, not a passionate speech. Just silence. Instagram feeds frozen. Twitter accounts gone dark. Posts erased like chalk on a blackboard. Hollywood's most image-obsessed stars chose muteness over defense. And that, darling, screams louder than any denial ever could. The whispers compared it instantly to the Epstein list. But this is darker, because according to insiders, this wasn't just about manipulation and blackmail. No, allegedly there were medical consequences. Attendance at these parties, they claim, didn't just stain reputations. It allegedly left people physically scarred. The chilling part? Instead of outrage, Hollywood's brightest stars huddled in silence. Not because they didn't know, but because the truth could burn down more than careers. It could torch entire legacies. And while fans argued over rumors, the iceberg beneath was so much bigger, so much uglier, and melting right before our eyes.
With chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And
As the scandal seeped into headlines, something even stranger began. A coordinated digital purge. Usher's entire Twitter history gone overnight. Hacked, they said, but whispers insist it was deliberate. Pink had wiped her accounts months earlier, which now looks like preemptive cleanup. And Megan Fox? She didn't just tidy up, she obliterated years of Instagram and Twitter history. Entire timelines vanished like ghosts. And just when we thought old interviews were harmless fluff, suddenly they took on new meaning. Like Khloe Kardashian casually joking about a Diddy party where half the people were butt naked. Back then, it was just cheeky gossip. Now, it sounds disturbingly close to evidence.
Sex and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
This wasn't random PR tinkering. No, honey. This was fear. Pure, choreographed fear. When multiple stars, A-listers with entire empires to protect, simultaneously hit the delete button, that's not paranoia. That's strategy. Crisis firms, lawyers, managers, all moving in sync, trying to scrub the internet before federal investigators came knocking for receipts. But here's the kicker. In 2025, the internet never forgets. Screenshots multiply. Archives live forever. Fans and sleuths were already documenting the very deletions themselves. And the irony? The harder these stars tried to hide, the louder the spotlight burned. So the question hanging over everyone's head became this: what exactly are they hiding? Because when silence turns into the loudest scream in the room, darling, you know the story isn't over. It's only getting started. And while A-listers scrambled like roaches in the light, Orlando Brown, yes, the former Disney star everyone once dismissed as unstable, suddenly looked like a prophet. His wild claims that once sounded like conspiracy theories, they now read like chilling warnings. Orlando wasn't just talking about parties, he was screaming about infection campaigns, places where showing up meant leaving with scars that no tabloid could ever spin away. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit suddenly made sense. The non-stop infections, the IV fluids, the bizarre medical treatments. This wasn't fun. It was trauma, biological trauma. And Katt's most horrific revelation? Those party favors. Not goodie bags, not souvenirs. He claimed minors were literally placed on tables like prizes for attendees to pick up. Can you imagine? Like it was some grotesque party game. Suddenly, every rumor became far too real, far too sinister. And then came Craig Mack's story. The man who launched Bad Boy Records only to die of AIDS after running off to South Africa and joining a religious cult. But here's where Katt's claims rip the curtain back. He says Craig wasn't just another tragic cautionary tale. He was brainwashed, damaged, and desperately trying to cleanse himself spiritually after what he endured with Diddy. Those bottles of baby oil seized during raids? Over 1,000 of them, honey. Suddenly, they aren't just weird, they're sinister. They tie directly into Katt's chilling infection theory. And when federal investigators confirmed they found not just industrial quantities of lubricants, but also drugs like ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, the exact ones Katt described, it was clear. Katt wasn't losing his mind. He was telling the truth the whole time. For years, they mocked him as paranoid. Now, it looks like he was writing Hollywood's darkest diary out loud. What others saw as glamorous, exclusive parties, Katt painted as biological warfare disguised as entertainment. And the terrifying part? The evidence lines up. But if you thought the whispers couldn't get louder, here comes the bombshell that sent Hollywood's elite into absolute meltdown. Because this wasn't just about anonymous attendees anymore. This was about names. Big names. Denzel Washington. Yes, the same Denzel who built an entire career on playing moral heroes. Witnesses claim he was spotted at one of these gatherings wearing nothing but socks, a beanie, and a gold chain, with children present. The description was disturbingly specific, even down to a birthmark on a man's thigh. The kind of detail investigators love because it can be verified. Leonardo DiCaprio, allegedly caught on recordings playing something insiders call hot dog, a phrase that, according to sources, wasn't about food, but very specific acts. And the worst part? Those alleged tapes exist. Imagine the Titanic star's entire career hanging on footage like that. And then there's Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Hollywood's ultimate power couple, the icons of relationship goals. Sources whisper about multiple recordings of the Carters themselves, allegedly engaging in acts so damaging their carefully curated empire would collapse overnight if proven true. Suddenly, their silence, their refusal to even breathe a word about Diddy's downfall, makes perfect sense. And Jennifer Lopez? She wasn't just around Diddy casually. No, reports suggest she appeared in multiple recordings spanning years of their relationship. This isn't about one bad night. This looks systematic. Which, of course, might explain her decades-long refusal to ever really open up about what went down with Diddy. Silence, darling, sometimes speaks the loudest. But the most heartbreaking thread? Justin Bieber. Remember how he once said he spent 48 hours with Diddy? Insiders claim those 48 hours were the turning point, when Bieber spiraled into drugs, drinking, popping pills daily. Fans always wondered, what happened to that sweet kid who just wanted to sing? According to whispers, the answer is trauma. Trauma from those infamous parties. And Usher's story is even darker. Allegedly a victim himself as a child in Diddy's world, he later became, as sources put it, a procurer. That mentorship of Bieber? According to insiders, it wasn't mentorship at all. It was delivery. Delivering Justin into the same nightmare he once endured. They even describe it like a chain system, victims becoming perpetrators just to survive. Usher allegedly gained part control of Bieber's career by handing him over, like a twisted business contract. And that's how, they say, Diddy maintained control, by splitting pieces of people's lives into contracts and codes, like owning stock in a person. And it didn't stop there. Birdman, Young Jock, and other hip-hop figures are whispered to be part of this grotesque circle. The infection, the contamination, It wasn't isolated, it spread. And the details are so precise, investigators allegedly have thousands of hours of recordings to confirm it. We're talking about the potential collapse of Hollywood's entire power structure if even half of it proves true. Because when Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes on March 25, 2024, it wasn't random, it was targeted. And what they found? Beyond belief. Baby oil by the thousands, lubricants in industrial size, illegally modified rifles, GHB, ecstasy, ketamine, and mountains of recorded footage documenting what prosecutors call systematic exploitation. The charges were nuclear, racketeering, conspiracy, exploitation by force, transporting under the Mann Act. These are charges built for mafia bosses, not rappers, the kind that can carry life sentences. Now, yes, Diddy escaped the heaviest charges and was convicted only on 2 counts of exploitation, but the trial exposed it all. Prosecutors pulled out receipts, text messages arranging freak-offs, hotel records, escorts lined up like appointments, even code names, Wild King Nights, freak-offs. It was systematic, industrial level, and it went on for 2 decades. Investigators even admitted it straight. They compared Diddy's operation to Epstein and Weinstein, except this allegedly spanned over 20 years. And the worst part? The digital evidence. They seized devices, hard drives, computers, thousands of hours of explicit recordings. This isn't just he said, she said. This is visual, recorded proof. And here's the brutal truth for Hollywood. Silence became survival. Every denial could be disproven with one tape. Every defense could turn into perjury. So lawyers stepped in, telling stars, say nothing. And that's why, darling, your favorite A-listers are mute. They aren't protecting innocence. They're protecting themselves. So here we are. Katt Williams said it in January 2024. Diddy's going to catch hell this year. And now, as of 2025, here's the reality. Federal convictions, celebrity silence, entire digital histories erased, and over 100 more cases under review. Hollywood thought it could silence one comedian. Instead, Katt Williams has become the accidental historian of its ugliest chapter. And his words, they weren't prophecy, they were a warning. And now the question is, who's next? Because if this house of cards falls, it won't just take down one man, it could burn the entire industry to ash.